Hey, this is Jeremy again here at SHOT Show 2025. I'm here at the LifeLens booth. Kevin,
Yes,
I got Kevin here with me, and this is actually talking to you guys out at the range. It looks like an amazing training device.
yes, it is. So a little background from us, we're a physiological monitoring platform. We do very good, very precise FDA quality mobile tracking of humans whenever they're doing in their life. We were kind of developed for the Defense Health Agency portion. We've had it on warfighters in some very arduous places, exercises, have one deployment. Um, what we started realizing was not only does it monitor the physiological state of everything, it can also measure a lot of other things as well. So we figured out it can measure the environment well. So we could do some blast and overpressure while you're wearing this. And we also realized it can measure mechanical things. So if we put it on a rifle, you can basically build a complete timeline of the entire shooting process, um, from your physiological data, the environmental data, and your um, weapon of choice data that you have the device on, and see exactly what happened in time during that whole process, from your body to the environment to the weapon itself moving around. So I don't know if they can see the TV over here, but it does. It can measure round counts, so that was kind of developed for warfighters.
Yeah,
So we can tell if a unit's going to go black on ammo before they do, and resupply them. So that was a good requirement to have.
yeah.
Um, so right now I'm wearing one on my chest for heart rate, respiration, core body temp, um, all kinds of
Right.
physiological data. Right. I'm also wearing on my forehead, as you can see. This measures some EOG data, so we can see how your eyes are moving through the process. We can actually see eye fatigue when you're out there. We also have it on my arm here, if you can see that. And one second. And this is can measure the electrical motion of my muscles in here, so I can see how much I'm pulling the trigger, if I'm
Yeah.
pulling it too hard, etc. So you can put it on a lot of things, and you can measure whatever you want to measure. So how do we, develop it to make it better for, what folks want to use it for? So for the marksman stuff, if I can show you this. So this is kind of what I'm wearing here. We do have two more here that'll go on the target, so you can actually see if you hit the target in real time simultaneously.
Right.
So
And like I asked earlier, so you could have two of the weapon mounts and have one on your pistol, one on your rifle, depending
yeah,
on what you're running.
yes.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot in this, but you probably don't need that many. But you can
Right.
essentially put it on anything that you want.
Right.
So measure it, sample, get all the data sampling that you need, and then we have a pretty good UX user experience team that can display it or showcase it properly for whatever you would like. So yeah, some of our touch points that we have, we've worked with the Marine Corps competition shooting team.
Yeah.
So they see it as a tool. They can use it when they start getting tired. They can see the
Right.
data. They're like, okay, I'm getting tired. I see where my eye's getting tired, and they can actually see a trend on what they do wrong while they're
Right.
shooting, so they can kind of compensate for that later on.
Right.
So that's another use case there for that. So
Well, you
um,
like you're saying, training events like Mock City, stuff like that. You can see what your team is doing and their fatigue levels and how hyped up they are
exactly,
trying to get through an area.
exactly. Um, so it does a lot of good things tactically, operationally, warfighter wise, but you know it can also be useful on the marksmanship
Yep.
side as well. So yeah, it's pretty. We'd be interested to hear if you give us a challenge on what it can't do.
Right.
So I challenge you, find something that we can't do.
Right. And being it's such a small device, not a lot of weight to it, so you really wouldn't notice it being above your, you know.
Right, exactly. We have some former military folks on our team. The old adage is ounces equal pounds, pounds equal pain.
Mhm.
So we always factor that in.
Yeah.
No one wants to carry extra stuff.
Yeah.
Um, we also factor in making it easy.
Yeah.
You know, plug and play, fire and forget.
Yep.
Um, if you got to do extra stuff, nobody wants to do that. So
Right.
you know, we've kind of made it an easy platform in that sense.
What's the battery life on the sensors?
So the battery life is doctrinally based for the military. So it can go around 72 hours.
72 hours? That's
Yeah,
pretty
battery
good
life
for
72
such a small device.
Yep. Um, yeah. And then when you get done, kind of what you mentioned before, like readiness level, you can download all your data and retrospectively and, you know, have summary reports that you can do individual readiness for, you know, if you did a lot of shooting one day, we can build a report that can tell you how, you know, how useful you're going to be the next day, right?
Right.
Military wise, next 24,
Yep.
how useful are you going to be? Is it worth, you know, what's the risk mitigation there? Do I want to put people's lives at risk unnecessarily? So, yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Well, yeah, like I said, we ran into you out there at range day yesterday.
Yeah.
Couldn't really do much out there with the amount of wind and dust blowing around.
Right.
Kind of did a big hamper on everything. But like I said, my buddy Chris, a battle buddy of mine, he was telling me about it. So we stopped by and looked at it and explained, you know,
Yeah.
what was going, you know, everything that was going on. And he just brought back up the software on the
Sorry. Yeah.
tab that basically is showing us
This is my EKG.
your EKG showing up on there.
Yeah.
Earlier, he had to run back to the room or he had to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Came back and it was spiking. So we could tell he was hoofing it back here to get done with this interview.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm out of shape. It'll tell you.
so basically, you can either charge them up using just a little
Yes, sir. Yep.
charger and then
Exactly. So this is designed for, you know, multi-day mission kind of things. But
Right.
you know, if you're going out an individual use, you can hot swap these every 2 or 3 days, whatever you're comfortable with. Their data will get
loaded up.
ingested into this thing here.
Okay.
And you can 6 months of data this thing can hold.
Oh wow.
So it's charging this and downloading it simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
And this is the comm box that talks to the phone, to the end user device, or whatever you want to use it for. This also has a GPS in it, so you can correlate. Once you get your data down, you can correlate where you were at simultaneously with what everything else was happening that you're measuring.
Right.
So
And you can also set these up to hook into current comms.
yes, so we are part of the mesh networking system, warfighter wise.
Okay.
So this little guy has about 8 radios in it. And for your long haul comms, it can mesh around. We have a whole box of them here.
Yep.
All of these can talk to each other and eventually make it to this guy.
Yeah.
And then that'll send the data further out.
Yeah.
So that's tactical comms there.
Right.
We have LTE in here. So for your everyday, you know, person that wanted to use it, you could be shooting on the range and then your friend can watch you shoot from the range, you know, across the globe
Right.
with the data. So
Yeah. It's such a neat, interesting system. Can't wait to see what you guys do with this.
yeah, we're excited. We don't really know.
Yeah.
We just gave it a shot. That SHOT Show here.
Yep. And I'm gonna probably look into it and probably try to pick some sensors up just to play around with them and see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Welcome that.
all right, Kevin.
Yes.
So, hey guys, like I said, Jeremy with Howling Dog Media here at SHOT Show 2025. This is Kevin with LifeLens. We'll see you guys later.